Hello again, all my fish-a-lots out there. I'm John with Fishing with Johnny Fish-a-lot, and in this episode, I'm going to bring to you some helpful tips and tricks to help you catch some cold weather crappie and bluegill. So that was me trying to film an intro right there. The audio didn't quite come out, but no worries. We're going to get this video out there anyway, so you can maximize your time out on the water and catch more fish. And to do that, let's get into a little bit of a spot dissection here. You can see by that yellow arrow right there, that is the direction of the wind, and the red dot was where I initially started filming. So you could see here, this is that pocket that I just showed you where those fish came out of. And two important things that allowed me to select this location, of course, was that tree line that you see on the far left was blocking the wind, and of course the sun was shining right on this spot. So you have a double whammy there. We have wind protection, so those fish are not going to be cold, and you have the sun, which is going to be warming that water. So this was an ideal location to pick for fishing these cold water fish. And then of course you see where I'm highlighting right here, you see these cuts. That's where the lily pads couldn't grow. So typically speaking, lily pads will grow in about 6 feet of water is about their limit. So this indicates a little bit deeper water where those lily pads couldn't quite get a hold and grow there. And so what's great about this for wintertime fishing is those fish can fall back during cold fronts or during really cold nights and seek that warmer water that's not so much subject to those swings in cold temperature. But when the sun is out, like on a day like today, they can move up into those flats like you see right there, and that's where you're going to end up catching your fish. And stick around to the end of the video. Well, I'll share with you one of my #1 tricks that I think go overlooked by fish-a-lots out there more often than not come wintertime. There you go. Just like that, first cast. Got ourselves a little sunny. All right, easy. So it's fall fishing. Little guy, but still fun. There you go. And this is going to be the setup we're going to use today. That is a 1-inch gulp minnow silver on a 164-ounce jig head, and that's 2-pound SOS trout line. And I'll be using that with a St. Croix PANFISH series rod with an Okuma Seamar fishing reel, and that is absolutely a wonderful combination that I love to use for ultralight fishing. There you go, another little guy. What's that saying? Shooting fish in a barrel? There you go, little guy. I mean, that's like perfect bass, big bass bait right there. Let's see what else we could get under here. I'm telling you, ultralight fishing on a new lake you've never been before just really helps you figure out, you know, what the fish are doing, where they are. Catch anything? Yeah, sunnies. Now this is a really fun trip for me actually, because I ran into a lot of people that just saw me catching fish and were pretty astonished by it. There you see a few of them there. And I won't show you all the conversation I had with these folks, but I also met a young fish-a-lot during this trip, and it was a kid after my own heart where he was just talking my ear off about fishing. He loved fishing, and I was able to help him out, and I was actually able to catch him fish as well. So this is a conversation I'm having with this gentleman who's just passing by. And again, it's shocking to me, and this is, you know, the reason obviously why I make these videos is to help fish-a-lots out there everywhere. And this gentleman that I'm talking to here revealed to me that he only really bottom fishes with bait, and so he really wasn't familiar with the gulp minnow. He wasn't familiar with how to fish with it, and he really wasn't familiar with how deadly this could be and how much fish he could catch. His kids were also very interested in it. I don't think they saw anybody get that kind of action with a lure before, and so they were intrigued, obviously, because when you're bottom fishing and you're just kind of bottom fishing blindly, it's a cast and pray type of situation where you're just hoping you're in the right spot and a fish comes by, especially if you didn't do your pre-trip planning. And yeah, hopefully he learned something as well and is able to take his kids fishing and catch some more fish. Hey. There you go, a little crappie.
Take it home and eat it.
Me, nah, I let them all go.
You just do it just for fun.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of little crappie in here. All right, here we go, guys. A little crappie. There we go. Boy, man, for such a little fish, you got that whole thing. My goodness. Let's see. How's it going? A lot of little crappie in here, that's for sure. I got one. Yeah. They all do. There you go, guys. Yeah, just little crappies. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's a baby black crappie.
Yeah.
What'd you put them on?
Little gulp.
Can I see?
Yeah.
What if I use one of the little gulp things?
Yeah, go ahead, grab one. And there you hear my young fish-a-lot buddy that I made on this trip. As I was mentioning earlier, again, the kid just asked me a million questions about fish. You could hear him already bumming lures off of me, asking me what I'm doing. He was super attentive. He immediately implemented what I told him to do. I showed him how to rig everything up, and he immediately started catching fish as well. So that's what's so great about fishing, of course, especially with kids, is they listen, they implement, they catch. And so it was a real pleasure of mine to help him out during this trip. And I hope this video is helping you fish-a-lots out there as well catch more fish in the cold winter months. And if you are getting value out of this video, please make sure to hit that subscription plus that notification bell so that when I post new content, you'll be notified. Well, all right, fish-a-lot. So my number one tip here for cold weather fishing is just to take a moment when you get out of your car and assess the weather for yourself. And what I mean by that is just feel for yourself if you're going to be comfortable in the spot that you're looking to fish. So right here you see I'm fishing right in the middle of the wind. The wind is blowing right into my face, and I realized very quickly that I was going to get cold rather fast. So of course I transitioned, just as I talked about earlier in the video, to an area where I myself was protected from the wind, and I myself can enjoy a little bit of sunshine while I fished. And of course, if that's the case, that's also what you could apply to the fish. So the fish were also looking for that same area, and that's where I found the most active fish. And I did a very similar video to this on the other end of the spectrum in the summertime, where me and my 3-year-old were fishing, and I wanted to keep him out of the sun so he didn't sweat to death in that summer heat. And of course, that's where the fish were also looking to feed and relax during the heat of the day, and that was in that same shade line. So I'll put a link to that video in the description below. And also, if you like helpful tips and tricks like that, please make sure to click on these end cards where you can find some valuable information to help you maximize your time out on the water and catch more fish. I'll also have a list of everything I use in this video in the description below, so feel free to click around and see what works for you.